Hey, all right. I haven't posted in a while, and it's like that awkward time of day where I need sunglasses, but I don't really need sunglasses, but so you get sunglasses. Anyway, I haven't posted in a while because I've been on vacation, and I had every intention of documenting the vacation. My mother-in-law was here with the kids, then my husband came home from work. On Friday, he stayed with the kids. All was great. This may have to be a two-part video because of all of the craziness that has happened. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so Tuesday I leave for a conference for work. Everything goes great, no issues. Conference goes great. Excuse me. So I drive home, get on the plane, fly to Florida. It's my mom's 70th birthday. We're doing a whole girls thing with her sisters, me and my sister. Girls trip, super fun for her 70th birthday. So we fly to Florida. We're down there. We're having a great time. I flew down Thursday afternoon, right? Yeah, Thursday afternoon. So Friday morning, I get a text from my mother-in-law, or a call, saying my sprinklers are going off at the house in the front yard. And the neighbor had come over and told her they'd been going off a really long time. The kids had stayed home from school. It was a school holiday, teacher work day thing. So they hadn't been outside to like go to school or anything. So the neighbor came over and was like, your sprinkler's been going off for a really long time. So she calls me and tells me that. This was like Friday at 10 a.m. The thing is, my sprinklers go off Thursday at 9 p.m. So they had been going off well over 12 hours at this point. She said, I've tried everything. I've turned off the sprinkler box. I've unplugged the sprinkler box. Like, can't figure it out. But the yard is flooded. So she can't get to the water box, the thing that has the water turn off, because it's filled with water. So she can't see. She can't get in there. My son was out there dodging sprinklers, trying to find the water shut off. It was a whole deal. So I was like, okay, well, let me call a plumbing company, see what they can do. I'm in Florida. I live in Texas, so I'm 1,200 miles away. So I called my main plumber people, and they were like, we can't get to there till 3. And I'm like, I don't know if my yard or my wallet can stand my sprinklers going off another 5 hours. So what I did was I called another plumbing company I'd used in the past. They talked me into getting their membership plan because it was going to save me all this money. I pay for that, and after I pay for that, they tell me we can come fix the water, but we don't mess with sprinklers. I told you when I called it was a sprinkler issue. So I'm really bitter about that. And it's more money than I should have paid for this advice, but they gave me great advice, and they said, call your fire department, and they can come over and get through the water, get into this box, and turn off at least the sprinkler water. I was praying they weren't going to have to turn off the whole house water, because last time my mother-in-law stayed with my kids, my AC went out. So we kind of feel there's a little bit of a curse thing going on. So I called the fire department. Super sweet, fantastic dispatcher then answered the phone. She said, I'll get the guys right out. They were here in less than 5 minutes, and I'm watching all this from my Ring camera. And they pull up, they go in, they siphon the water out of the box, they turn off sprinkler water, no big deal. So my main plumber guy comes out at 3. By then my husband's home from work. Thank God, because I think my mother-in-law might have had a panic attack or something if we asked her to do any more. So they turn off the water, right? Before my husband gets home, he gets home from work. He calls his mom, says, I'm about 45 minutes out. Is everything okay? She says, yeah, no problem. He goes, great. I'm going to stop by the grocery store. So I'll be home in an hour and a half. She's like, perfect. No problem. Got the kids. About 10 minutes later, I get a text from the electricity company saying, we understand your power's out. It'll be back on in an hour. Like, what more could happen to this poor woman? So I text her. She's like, yep, power's out. Luckily, it was back on in like 10 minutes. But then because of that, the internet went out. The kids are home, and you understand, I'm sure, how kids are with the internet. It was a whole thing. So the internet came back on, luckily, in like 30 minutes. My husband gets home. She leaves. And the plumber comes out at 3. They take a look, and they're like, yeah, the sprinkler box works perfectly. No idea what's happening there. It's probably a valve, because it was zone 1. So it's like, it's probably a valve from zone 1 to zone 2 that wasn't locking enough to trigger zone 2 to go off. I'm not an irrigation person, just like I'm not a freezer person or a washer person or a roof person, or all the things that have happened in the last like 3 months. So they say, we're going to come out Monday with some equipment and we'll get it fixed. I love my husband so much. He's amazing. He is an absolutely fantastic man. He works away during the weeks usually, but on the weekends he comes in, he cleans, he does laundry, he plays with the kids. He understands I'm home with them all week while working and running errands and doing activities, so he does as much as he can. Bless the man. But he doesn't do well with, like, we're very opposite, which works great. In small situations, I get super frustrated, overwhelmed, like crazy. In chaos, that's where I operate. Like, I got it, I get it done, I get in there, I get out, I'm done. He's opposite. In the day-to-day, he is like Mr. Smooth Sailing. He can make it happen. In the chaos, can't figure it out. So I'm trying to handle all this from Florida. So we get this handled. On Friday, he says they're going to come out Monday. I'm like, great. So Saturday is my mom's actual birthday. So we go, we were in Key West, and there's a little island off Key West where there's this amazing restaurant at this super fancy resort. Like, Oprah Winfrey rented out the island for her birthday. Super fancy. But it's my mom's 70th. We were like, we're splurging. Let's go all out. So we go over to this island. You have to take a little ferry over. We have lunch, we have dinner, or just lunch. We have some drinks. It's great. We get back on the ferry because we wanted to be on the ferry at sunset. Gorgeous sunsets out there. So we're riding the ferry back, and we're having a great time. Me and my sister are taking pictures, and I go to slip my phone back in my pocket, and it hits the deck of the boat. Now, the wall of the boat is about this high above the bottom, like the floor of the boat. I'm assuming to like water in case like waves, whatever. Again, not a boat manufacturer, but there's like, I don't know, a 2-inch gap, 3-inch, I don't know. So there's a gap. Hits the deck, slides under the wall into the ocean. Awesome. So now my phone is being played with by dolphins. My roof is still leaking because I haven't heard back from them. My sprinkler system is going haywire. My fridge has been repaired, but I haven't had time to swap the stuff from the tiny fridge to the big fridge. And now I have no phone. I did bring my computer, so I was like, okay, cool. And my iPad, but my iPad had been super glitchy. Like, I'd open an app and close it, every app, not just one. So I was like, okay. After I had my panic moment, we get off the boat, and I'm like, I wonder if they have a store in Key West with my carrier that I can just go over and get a new phone. Like, sucks, hate it. I didn't have insurance. I could have sworn I did. No stores in Key West. I'm like, maybe I can find an Apple store. I'm an Apple snob. I'm sorry. No stores in Key West. Closest for both of them are in Miami, 4.5 hours away. My sister was very sweet. They had driven to Key West. They spend the month there. My sister and my mom. She was like, you can use my car. Go up there if it's important. And I was like, you know what? No, I've got my iPad. I've got my laptop. I'm going to disconnect a little bit. Be fine. So I grab my iPad, I do a factory reset because I'm like, it's acting goofy. I'm going to factory reset it, restart it. Everything's going to be good. So I do that. It's great. It's working awesome. It downloads all my photos. I only lost the photos from the island. So no big deal. Everyone else had taken photos, so I wasn't super concerned. And then everything's logged out because I had factory resetted it, right? So I go to log back into everything, and literally every app I tried to log into required two-factor authentication because I'm a safe, internet secure person. Except the two-factor authentication is to send texts to my phone, which some dolphin is now watching Bluey on. So I can't get into anything. Nothing. Email, bank accounts, YouTube, can't get into anything. So I'm like, okay, this disconnecting thing is going to be longer than I thought. So I pull out my laptop and I'm like, my laptop's logged into everything. I never log out of anything. I never shut it down. I should. I pull it out, and what do you know? I'm logged out of everything. Everything. I never log out of stuff. But I can't get into my emails because it wants to two-factor me. I can't get into Facebook. It wants to two-factor. I can't get into YouTube. I can't get into anything. The only thing I could get into was my messaging app, like my text messages. But I don't keep data on my iPad, so I could only get iMessages from people that were sending them directly to my Apple ID, not my phone number, which was only people I had their information, or my mom had their information, to text and say, here's the sitch. So it was like 5 people. So my husband, my mom who was there, my sister, whatever. So at least my husband knew. I could FaceTime the kids, like all of that was fine. So I said, this is gonna have to be a 2-part because this is my life lately. What is happening? I don't even understand. But I got home at 3 o'clock last night, or this morning. That'll be in part 2. And I got up this morning, I went and got a new phone. There's whole issues there. But I'm home. Kids are home from school. Husband's off at work. I have a phone. I'm having to totally reset everything. It transferred all the data, but none of like the app organization. So I'm reorganizing it. It was actually a great opportunity to only download the things I need and not have like 400 apps that I don't use anymore. So that's what I'm working on. It luckily is still beautiful weather here in Texas. It's gone up a little bit, but right now it's gorgeous. It's got to be like 80 degrees, pretty sunset, winds blowing. I don't know if you can hear the cicadas and the crickets, but they're so loud. But it's a great night. So I just got the kids some food. They're hanging out. They didn't have any homework tonight. My son was supposed to have karate, but he came home and chose to get on his phone instead of do homework. So we didn't go to karate. So he got his homework done. So now he's having some free time. And I got to start getting the little one ready for bed here shortly. But I knew I hadn't posted in a while, and so much has happened in like the it's been a week because I was in Florida for a week. But in the week that I haven't posted. So if you've gotten this far, great. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to continuing this, and the main purpose of the YouTube channel has not been forgotten. I have a couple videos ready to go. I'm really excited about them. I think they're going to be really interesting. They're going to range in the 15-minute range. So they'll be kind of quick hits, but long enough to get a lot of really good information. So if you have some companies you want me to check out while I'm making these initial videos, I think I want to have 4 or 5 done before I start launching them. Just when I have weeks like this, you don't miss out on a video because I've already got some scheduled. So let me know in the comments what kind of businesses you want me to do. I've done some older ones. I'm talking about their history. And then I've got some I'm doing that are more modern, what's going on right now. So I'm really excited about that. Leave me a comment if there's anything you want me to look into. My plan is tomorrow to finish off 1 or 2 more because like I said, I want to have those 4 or 5 ready before I officially press play on launching that part of the channel. But the vlog is here. It's going to keep going. I'm really excited to share my crazy life with you, and I hope you enjoy it too. As the business videos launch, the vlogs will contain more of that on how I'm doing that in the video production side, but I'm still learning, so I want to be able to at least give you some good content and valuable takeaways for those. So I will do part 2 of this video about my crazy vacation trip, and then hopefully later this week, maybe next week, we can launch. Oh no, it's already almost Thursday, so probably next week into early the following, we can launch the business videos, and you'll be able to watch those and the vlog at the same time. All right, I'll see you in part 2.